Hi everybody, welcome to this Expert Division qualifying round playthrough for the London Christmas Tournament. Before we look at the shots, give me a thumbs up if you don't mind, it will be very kind. And make sure you're subscribed as well. There is pro qualifying rounds up on the channel as well if you're playing pro. But if you're only playing expert, then we've got you covered for opening and weekend round as well this week for the London Christmas Tournament. Plenty of stuff on the channel homepage as well. Check it out and it will, I'm sure, help improve your gameplay. Replays and adjustments, plenty of drops. Let's start with hole 1. First hole then, this is of course a must eagle, and some cases some people will be dialing this in for a hole in 1. 5.8 top spin, 1.5 side spin to the left. Loads of ways you can play this hole. We get close on this one. We get a zoom in for the hole in 1, didn't quite drop it. Max distance with APOC 5 and above. You'll see the ball guide there pointing deliberately just right of the pin and the cup. You can look at the ring references as well if you so wish. So it's max distance with APOC 5 plus, and then we adjust max plus 10. If you've got APOC 4, you'd have to stretch out and then push up a total of 6 yards after your adjustment. No curl, no overpower, although you could tweak and add a bit of curl to try and get the hole in 1 dialed in here based on the miss in the video. But the topspin takes us very nicely. We are missing this one by about a fifth of a green square on the first par 4. But you've got to have the eagle regardless of your bracket. Hole 2, going to play with the Grizzly and a Kingmaker. We're going to go with 2 backspin and 3 right spin. And then you want to look at the plus yards. It's going to be plus 2 with Grizzly 9, plus 5 with the Grizzly 7 and 8. And the ball guide as shown. Look at the tip of the ball guide. It's about a quarter of the way along that light green square column. Look at the second bounce as well. There's a few references you can use there because the rings aren't really by any landmarks there. So you've got to just look at the ball guide and the second bounce when you've added your spin. Max plus 10, power 1 settings. And as always, use Grizzly 9 numbers here, regardless of your club level. Subject to any wind angle tweaks, of course. Plain ball shot and a perfect ball here. And this is going to bounce over the bunker very nicely. Second bounce on the fringe and tracks beautifully for the hole in 1. Hole 3, nice angle here. We're going to go with spin adding first. So that's 5.8 top spin, 2 left spin. Top of plus 10 yards with APOC 5 and above. P3 max with APOC 4. APOC 5 and 6, you can see clear ring touching the rough on the right. If not, you'll have different ring references for different club levels. Look at the second bounce and the ball guide as well for further references. Max plus 10, power 3 settings for me. That is going to be 6.6 rings. There we go. And then time to take our shot. And you want to get a good rollout on this drive, even if you get a dead bounce, though, slightly less rollout. You're not going to risk the eagle, but you want to try and play for the albatross if you can. Perfect ball away, bounces, and there's that little extra roll we're looking for into the lighter patch of fairway. Drive distance around 380 yards. Second shot, start by making a fringe check with the ball guide in line with the pin. It's a bit difficult because of the colliding ball guide, but you'll see there plus 5, and it's where the fringe meets the green. Plus 5 with sniper 10 will be plus 7 with sniper 9. Then we find our position, add spin, 4 back, 3 right, and then the ball guide. Because of the wind angle, you want the ball guide to be short. And I'll give you a zoom in on that soon, all being well. There you go. So about 2 green squares short and probably aligned with the right edge of the cup. Pause the video, get a good look at that one to be as accurate as you can. For a fringe check of plus 5, I'm going to play this one 52% slider, 0 elevation, regardless of club level. You're going to use sniper 10 numbers, please. Making our adjustment, zooming in so that the trees don't get in the way. Perfect ball has always been fine for me. Obviously, a hefty great right may well clip the trees, so proceed with caution there. But we get a nice speed on this one, and it just falls over the edge for the albatross. Hole 4, we're going to play here with spin first, and it is a 1.5 top spin and 0.2 left spin, and it's a no movement target shot, so you don't need to worry about your landing position. Try and keep the wind below 8. Load the hole with the sniper and the Kingmaker for the correct NMT. Just add your spin, adjust your rings, and off we go. Max plus 15, power 3. Once again, sniper 10 numbers is needed here. You may need some additional tweaks if you're playing in higher winds than 8 miles per hour, so just a word of warning about that one. And obviously, if you get more crosswind angle, you might want to go with a couple of clicks of left curl. More headwind angle, you might want to go with a click of OP. But you'd have to take a token or two and try and dial those in as best you can. But the NMT works really well on this hole in multiple wind angles, actually, and we dropped this one for the hole-in-one. Hole 5, APOC and Kingmaker 5, top spin, 3 right spin, topper plus 10 with APOC 5 and above, P3 max with APOC 4, blue ring touching the rough if you've got APOC 5 or 6, as I have in the video. Because the same accuracy, you can use the same ring references. Max plus 10 is the adjustment. Don't worry about going down into the bunker, just try and adjust as straight as you can. Then we're going here with a ball and a half of curl to the right, just before the circle drops for overpower, because I don't use grids. Perfect ball away, bounces very nicely on the fairway, even though you can't see it with the camera angle, and we get a nice roll here. Drive distance is going to be in the region of 375 yards. Now, write down your drive, because you're going to need it for your second shot. Before spin, find the sticky spot there with the ball guide passing right of the pin, and it doesn't move around with the second bounce. You can move your target, but it won't move that much, and that's how you know you're in the right position. Then you add your spin, approximately 1.5 backspin and 1 left spin, but you want to offset as I do in the video here. So I just tweak my spin a bit so I can get the right offset. And you can see there 2 green squares to the left and also short of pin. For a drive of 377, so that's a different drive to the one shown in the video here, you're going to play 60% slider, 20% elevation. If your drive was 375, you're further away, so you go 65% slider, and so on. It's 2.5% per yard with wood clubs. Making our adjustment, hitting perfect, and with drive distance notes here following a perfect drive, you're going to have a very good chance with that sticky spot at dropping this one in for the albatross, which is what we do here. Long and tricky par 4 here, hole number 6. We're going with 5.8 top spin, 2 left spin, and we're going to aim here again plus 10 with the Apocalypse 5 plus, P3 max with APOC 4. With the spin added, look for that second bounce as well as the rings. You can see it just by the edge of the rough. Max plus 10, power 3. It's going to be 6.1 rings for me. Different club levels, different wind strength scores will vary, but we want to bounce over the rough and get nicely down the next piece of fairway to be able to guarantee the birdie, maybe get a shot at the eagle. Very tough hole to get an eagle on this one, very long par 4. Perfect ball away, bounces very nicely and coasts beautifully down the middle of the fairway. Drive distance here you're wanting in the region of 375 yards. Second shot, if you've pushed the drive harder, you may not need to push up after adjusting, but otherwise you will need to. Around 1.5 backspin and always 3 left spin. Longer drives might need a little bit more backspin though, so be prepared to go to 2 if need be. Add your spin, stretch out, red ring touching the rough, ball guide on the fringe as shown, and look at how many rings you are stretching out into overpower, because you will need to get those rings back after you adjust by means of pushing up. Max plus 5 on this one. Max plus 5, we don't want to over adjust this one because we are going to use some left curl. Pushing up the required amount of rings based on what we used to find our landing position. Here I go with just over half a ball of curl to the left. You could call it 0.6 ball curl if you want to. And you can tweak this depending how much you want to attack the pin. Speed is good though. Bit more curl, we'd have had that in. Hole 7, start with a basic ball first and then add spin. 5 back spin, and then we're going to set up with the red ring touching the rough, and the ball guide you will see there is pointing at the pin. Then we change to a Kingmaker, keep the back spin, but then you're going to add 1 bar of right spin. So it's a re-spin to get the necessary offset. So aim at the pin without the side spin, and then you add the bar of right spin once you've switched ball away from the basic ball. Max plus 25, power 2, settings, sniper 10, numbers, Keep the wind below 8 miles per hour if you possibly can. Untested in higher winds from my end due to time constraints, but obviously take a token or two and try it out if you want to see how it works and what tweaks might be needed. Perfect ball away, and we catch that nice little slope and sneak this one in for a hole in one. Hole 8, time to go aggressive with the Berserker, and we are going to play with the Apocalypse. Add spin first, 5 top spin, 2 left spin. Your top spin may vary depending on wind strength here. You might want to put a tweak or two in. Bullseye directly over the rough at P5 max with APOC 5 plus. APOC 4, you need to stretch out a couple of rings to find your position. You can look at the ball guide with spin added as well to make sure you are lined up correctly if you've got a lower level club. Max plus 10, power 5 settings. For me, that's 9.2 rings. APOC 4, you need to push up 7 yards. If not, if you've got APOC 5 and above, leave it where it is. Good amount of curl to the left. Draw a line down from the tee. Look at how it would collide, an imaginary line with the triangle there, to replicate the correct amount of curl. And we bounce into the rough and roll out. It's going to roll out either to the fringe for a wedge or the green for an eagle putt. Finally, hole number 9, going to play out to the left-hand fairway. 5.8 topspin, 3 bars side spin to the left, and we are going to set up as follows. Topper plus 10 for APOC 5, max for APOC 4. With spin added, you'll see the second bounce is just that last little click before it gets clipped away by the rough, so you don't need to worry about rings too much here, but obviously APOC 5 and 6, you can look at the blue ring if you so wish. But check the second bounce with spin added. That's the best way of getting your position. Max plus 10, and then we're going with 2 balls curl here. So look at the gap between the edge of the Kingmaker and the triangle. It's a good reference. Just before the circle drops in overpower. Get the curl right, hit perfect, and you're going to bounce nicely away from the rough and really clear of the rough here, but you're getting a good roll on your drive. Anywhere around 375 to 380. Second shot, true club distance, 5% elevation. Need to tweak the spin a little bit here, or the offset, depending what you want to prefer. It's nice if we can set up in plus yards here because it gives us a reference. If not, you may have to just estimate a little bit. So true club distance, if you're at max, you would play 100% slider. If you were at plus 8, that's 4 yards away from max, you would play 90% slider, and so on. So plus 1, 11 yards away from max, I go 72% slider, 5% elevation. I like the adjustment. I don't want to adjust it anymore in case we flirt with a bunker with a great right. But I would like you just to tweak the side spin based on the miss here in the video. Go back, have a look at the ball guide, just tweak the offset a little bit, and you've got a good chance for an albatross here. Like I said, needs a small tweak, but the speed is good. Thank you for watching this video on the London Christmas Tournament here on the channel. If you've not done so already, I'd love to see you over on our Facebook group. Go over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join. Totally free to do so, well over 11,000 members there, sharing shots, loads of discussions, as well as some free guides occasionally as well. So plenty of content to get involved in over there. Looking forward to see you there, and all the best in the tournament this week. See you soon. Bye for now.